They tell you to play fair. They tell you to follow the rules, to wait your turn, and to be a good sport. And that is exactly why you are losing. Look around you. The people at the top, the ones who are truly winning at the game of life, do you think they are worried about fairness? No, they are worried about victory, because history does not remember the man who played by the rules and lost. History remembers the winner. If you feel like the odds are stacked against you, if you feel like you are fighting a battle you cannot win, whether it is in your career, your finances, or your personal life, then you are looking at it all wrong. You don't need more resources. You don't need more luck. You need a better strategy. Today, we are going to look at the ultimate blueprint for winning, written by a man who fought 60 duels to the death and never lost a single one. We are going to break down the strategy of Miyamoto Musashi, and I am going to show you how to rig the game in your favor. Before we hand you the keys to victory, I need you to do one thing. Smash that like button. It tells the algorithm that you are here to win, and it helps get this message to other men who are tired of losing. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Mind of the Master. We are building a library of the most powerful strategies in human history, and you do not want to miss what is coming next. Now, let's talk about how to win every single battle you enter. To understand Musashi's strategy, we have to look at his most famous duel. It wasn't against a bandit or a weakling. It was against Sasaki Kojiro. Kojiro was known as the demon of the western provinces. He was a genius swordsman who used a blade called the drying pole, which was much longer than a standard katana. He was fast, he was elegant, and technically, he was superior to Musashi. On paper, Musashi should have lost. The duel was set for 8 AM on a small island called Ganryu. On the morning of the fight, Kojiro was there early. He was dressed in his finest silk clothes. His hair was perfectly groomed. He was ready to prove his honor. The officials were there, the crowd was watching, but there was one problem. Musashi was not there. 8 AM came and went. No Musashi. 9 AM. Still no Musashi. The crowd began to whisper. They called him a coward. They said he had run away. Kojiro began to pace back and forth on the beach. He was getting angry. He felt disrespected. His blood pressure was rising. His focus was breaking. Musashi finally arrived at 10 AM. And he didn't arrive in a warrior's boat. He arrived in a small, leaky fishing boat. He wasn't wearing armor. He was wearing dirty rags, and his hair was a mess. And he wasn't even holding a sword. During the boat ride over, Musashi had taken a wooden oar and carved it into a crude, massive wooden sword, just slightly longer than Kojiro's blade. As the boat hit the sand, Kojiro was furious. He screamed at Musashi for being late. He drew his long sword and threw his scabbard into the ocean, a sign that he was ready to fight to the death. Musashi just smiled. He stepped out of the boat, looked at the scabbard floating in the water, and said calmly, "You have lost, Kojiro. Only the loser has no need for his scabbard." That one sentence broke Kojiro's mind. In a blind rage, Kojiro lunged forward to strike, but Musashi had calculated everything. The sunlight was behind him, blinding Kojiro. The delay had exhausted Kojiro, and the wooden oar was just inches longer than Kojiro's steel. Musashi jumped, brought the wooden oar down on Kojiro's head, and killed him instantly. This story is not just about a sword fight. It is about the most important lesson in strategy. The battle is decided before it even begins. Kojiro thought he was in a contest of skill. Musashi knew he was in a contest of psychology. Musashi didn't fight Kojiro's sword, he fought Kojiro's mind. He used the time of day, the sun, the waiting, and the insult to defeat his enemy before he even swung his weapon. Here at Mind of the Master, we call this the art of the unfair advantage. In your life, you are trying to fight Kojiros by playing their game. You are trying to outwork people who have more energy than you. You are trying to outspend competitors who have more money than you. Stop it. That is how you lose. You have to change the terrain. Musashi wrote in the Book of 5 Rings, "You must know the smallest things and the biggest things, the shallowest things and the deepest things." What he meant was that strategy is not just about the big picture, it is about the details that everyone else ignores. Think about your job. Maybe you are competing for a promotion against someone who is smarter than you. If you try to just work harder, you might lose. But what is their weakness? Do they get angry easily? Do they panic under pressure? Do they struggle with public speaking? A strategist does not attack the enemy's strength, he attacks the enemy's rhythm. In the duel on the island, Musashi broke Kojiro's rhythm by arriving late. In your life, you must learn to break the rhythm of your opponents. If someone is aggressive, you become incredibly calm. If someone is expecting a fast response, you wait 2 days. By controlling the timing, you control the interaction. There is a concept in Musashi's writing called rat's head, ox's neck. It is a strange name, but the meaning is profound. It means that when you are in a battle and you are locked in a stalemate, when small things are tangling up the fight, you must suddenly switch to a large mindset. Imagine you are arguing with your partner, or you are in a negotiation that is going nowhere. You are arguing about pennies or small details. This is the rat's head. It is small and scurrying. Musashi says, drop it immediately. Switch to the ox's neck, the big, thick, slow perspective. Change the subject entirely. Zoom out to the big picture. This sudden shift confuses the opponent. They are still fighting the small battle, while you have already moved to the big battle. This is how you win arguments, negotiations, and sales. You never let the opponent get comfortable in the rhythm of the fight. Another pillar of Musashi's strategy is the concept of becoming the enemy. He writes, put yourself in the enemy's position. If you think like them, you will see that they are worried too. This is crucial. We often look at our problems, our debt, our competitors, our challenges, and we see them as giant, scary monsters. We think they are invincible. But Musashi teaches us that the enemy is human. The bank that is calling you is just a person reading a script. The boss who intimidates you is likely worried about his own boss. When you realize that your enemy is anxious, tired, and scared, they stop being a monster and they start being a target. On Ganryu Island, Musashi knew Kojiro was vain. He knew Kojiro cared about his appearance. So Musashi looked like a beggar on purpose. He knew it would disgust Kojiro. He played on his insecurity. Ask yourself right now, what is the insecurity of the problem you are facing? Where is the crack in the armor? Let's talk about the one against many strategy. Musashi famously fought the Yoshoka clan, facing dozens of men alone. How do you win when you are outnumbered? Musashi's advice was simple, make the many look like the few. When he fought the mob, he didn't run into the middle of them. That is suicide. He ran to a narrow path between the rice fields where they could only attack him one by one. He turned a battle of 1 vs 70 into 70 battles of 1 vs 1. This applies directly to your modern stress. You probably feel like you have 70 problems attacking you at once. Rent, car trouble, relationship issues, health, career. It feels like a mob, and because it feels like a mob, you freeze. You try to fight them all at once, and you get slaughtered. Strategy requires you to funnel your problems. You must maneuver your life so that you only have to face one problem at a time. Ignore the others for a moment. Line them up. Handle the debt, then handle the health, then handle the relationship. You cannot fight a mob, but you can kill the mob one by one. There is a very subtle point in the Book of Five Rings about holding down the pillow. Musashi says that when you see the enemy's head rising, you push it down. You do not let them take a breath. In modern terms, this means momentum. When you start to win, even a little bit, you must become ruthless. Most men get a small win and then they relax. They get a little bit of money and they go on vacation. They lose £5 and they eat a pizza. This is why they never become masters. When Musashi had the advantage, he finished the fight immediately. If you have a productive morning, do not take the afternoon off, use that energy to crush the afternoon too. If you start making money, do not spend it, invest it to make more. You must suffocate the failure before it has a chance to breathe again. But perhaps the deepest lesson from Musashi is about the stance with no stance. In swordsmanship, there are many stances, holding the sword high, low, to the side. Musashi learned them all, and then he threw them all away. He said, the only purpose of the stance is to cut the enemy. He meant that you shouldn't be rigid. You shouldn't be obsessed with the proper way to do things. Many of you are stuck because you are obsessed with the right way to start a business, or the perfect diet. You are holding a stance, but you aren't cutting anything. Musashi used a wooden oar to kill the greatest swordsman in Japan. It wasn't the proper weapon. It was the effective weapon. Do what works. If you have to wake up at 4 a.m., do it. If you have to work late, do it. If you have to use a notebook instead of a fancy app, do it. Do not worship the method, worship the result. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You are thinking, but I want to be a good person. This sounds manipulative. Listen to me closely. There is nothing virtuous about being a victim. There is nothing noble about losing. You have a duty to yourself, your family, and your future to win. When you win, you have the resources to help others. When you win, you have the power to protect people. Musashi was a killer, yes, but he was also an artist, a philosopher, and a teacher. He protected himself so that he could pass on his wisdom. You must protect your potential. The world will try to take it from you. It will try to distract you, drain you, and defeat you. You must use strategy to defend your territory. So, here is your mission for this week. I want you to identify one battle you are currently losing. Maybe it is a conflict at work, a bad habit you can't break, or a financial struggle. Now, stop fighting it head-on. Stop doing the same thing you have done for the last 6 months. Step back. Look at the rhythm. How can you break it? Look at the environment. How can you change it? Can you arrive late? Can you change the conversation? Can you funnel the problem into a narrow path? Do not just use force. Use your mind. Be the general of your own life, not the foot soldier. Remember, the goal of Mind of the Master is not just to entertain you, it is to weaponize your mind. We study the greats so we can become the greats. Musashi didn't leave us a book on how to wave a sword around. He left us a guide on how to survive a hostile world. He taught us that the weapon doesn't matter. The odds doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the mind that holds the weapon. If you are ready to stop playing fair and start playing to win, I want you to leave a comment below. I want you to write 3 words, I will win. Let that be your declaration. Let the world know that you are done accepting defeat. And if you found value in this video, share it with a friend who is fighting a battle right now. Maybe they need a new strategy. Help them find it. Victory is not an accident. Victory is a choice. Make the choice. Sharpen your mind. Plan your attack. And never, ever let them see you coming. I will see you in the next video. Now, go win.